Well, I might, it says it's at 98%.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Oh, I made it. I'm in.
He made it!
I'm here, baby. Literally 2 seconds to go. Let's go. All right, stream, we made it. I see you up there on the front. Let me back off a little. Let's group up. Wow. Skin of my teeth.
Did you get that on stream?
Yeah, that was on the stream. All right, what's up, everybody in the stream? So, I left it a little late today. I overdid it on my warm-up spin and chatting with Murphy, but here we are. So I got Murphy, real-life teammate on my Discord here. You guys should be able to hear him. Let me know. Hey, Murphy, say some stuff so they can tell me if the audio is good.
Can you hear the voice of the man who's going to win? Feeling nice and fresh.
Yeah, it's Murphy's day today. He did not do telegraphing Olivier. Which for most of these people was probably 2 days ago.
Exhausting.
So the rest day was actually Monday. And this is
you're switching time slots.
Right. It's Tuesday in Europe right now. So a lot of these people are coming off the rest day. I switched time slots so that my rest day was before telegraphed Olivier.
Yeah.
Which was a good idea, I think. I had a good ride.
Yeah, yeah. Where's RGT based?
I think UK. Hey, Winter. Is his audio okay, though? Like, is it loud enough you can understand him? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's UK. I know the two people I'm aware of that work for them are UK based. I should take my jacket off.
That makes sense.
I'm still wearing my warm-up jacket.
I was getting everything ready like half hour early because I worked a little longer today than normal. And
I did too. That was another part of this.
Had my bottles ready. Well, mine was enough that it's like, oh, I've got like an hour. I can't really do anything else in that time. I'm just gonna be, hyped to.
Thanks, Bob.
To race. But yeah, bumped the AC down a little bit. Got the fans set up.
Nice. So you're coming in like fully raring to go. I'm I don't want to say I'm limping in, but not
Yeah, my weekend riding volume was a little lower because normally I've been doing a Saturday group ride, but just the other guys that do it were out of commission for one reason or another, and so I just did a Zwift race on Friday with Araldi, who apparently, I think his results got like audited or something because he had a bunch of disqualified results, the RBG, and he said he was his technical category was a B, even though his racing is an A, because obviously, it's like, he was #1 ranked before. I guess people questioned his results or something.
I wonder if I wonder if he got popped like automatically by one of those filters. I think anything that's over like 5 point something gets pulled. Yeah.
And he does have really good watts because he was former inline speed skating world champion. So,
Yeah. Well, if we were doing the next time slot of this, we would be in here with a Olympic bronze medalist, rower, C.
So
Morgan.
say rowers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got quite an
He
FTP
got
on
that
him.
5-minute power, man.
Yeah, I was only like 10 or 15 seconds off him yesterday, which kind of stings
Yeah.
to be like that close on almost a 2-hour effort.
Yeah.
So I did 0.97 IF for 2 hours yesterday, basically. Sorry, I think I cut out there. 0.97 IF for 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah, it's like, ooh. I think more than just being hard, that also means your FTP was higher because there was basically no way you actually.
Yep. Yeah, I think the good news, bad news there. I don't think I could have done any more, but also my FTP has gone up.
Yeah. But anyway, that race I did was pretty hard, and Exert gave me a gold breakthrough, which I haven't seen in a while. But it was like 35 minutes. So, and then Saturday I ended up not riding for whatever reason. And yesterday I just did an easy hour-and-a-half mountain bike with my roommate.
So you're coming off of a Zert, like new PB, and then basically a taper.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great though because I thought I paced the race well, and then afterwards it's like, oh yeah, you look and you see it. You're I don't know if you're familiar with how Exert works, but it basically maps the maximum available power you have at any given point based on the profile, and it was just gradually going down until the sprint, and then in the sprint I basically rode it until I was empty.
Nice, that is ideal.
I had to lie down for 10 minutes after it.
Well, I got immediately in an Epsom salt bath after that stage yesterday. I was done. So, you want to save it for a sprint, or what's the plan? What do you want to do here?
I'm thinking sprint with something like this. I haven't had as many opportunities lately to really throw one down in a group.
Cool. Well, the plan will be we both need to stick whatever the front group is. I imagine this will break down some at some point.
Yeah.
When it does, we got to be there.
I imagine people are going to be more hesitant, at least for a while.
It seems like these races, especially for like very mixed field, it kind of just 2 off the back here, 2 off the back there. So just monitor it, make sure you're on the right side.
The dynamic that arises from not having the categories.
Yeah, for sure. And having such a robust draft where you really can't sit in most of it because of the draft. So it like splits up eventually, but
honestly, I can see that being one complaint that a Zwift racer would have coming here if they're not an A grade rider.
Yeah. So I think
it's not fun to see a group run away at the front all the time.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that, but I also like that it's more of like a Gran Fondo feel.
Yeah.
So I think there's like something to like most of these stages on the line, there's like 20 people is kind of a minimum. Like on Sunday, I think there were like 100. There were probably 100 in my group on Sunday. So I think people are enjoying that, but I think RGT's long-term plan. I think RGT's long. I push to talk is sucking. I think RGT's long-term plan is to sort of outsource that stuff to promoters.
Yeah.
Basically, give promoters the tools to verify who's who, and then they can just say like, you can cut this up however you want, disqualify whoever you want. Seems like the project
that honestly, that's what you really need, because it's like the difference between Zwift results and Zwift Power results, even though Zwift gives plenty of support to Zwift Power, like material
they bought them
support, but they don't implement a lot of the racing filters and stuff that people want.
Yeah,
it's like, just let us kick people who don't have heart rate monitors or don't have an actual power meter hooked up. Like, it's not Zwift kicking people, but
yeah, it should be. I think it's so community driven that like it makes a lot of sense to put it in the community's hands, and I think that's what RGT is trying to do, which is a good idea. I mean, that's what they're doing with race promotion in general. Like, the focus is, if you want to make a race, you can. If you have a premium account, you can make a race, and if you get 20 entries, it's going up on the app, like everyone can see it. So, full.
Yeah, when you explained that, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
it made me think more about actually finding a course that I think would make for a good e-race and throwing something together.
Yeah, we should do it. We could do that, and I could promote it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think you actually could get
then we could get some people to race. Hey, everybody in the chat, if me and Murphy put on a race, will you race? I know Drader will, but he's in the chat and he's in the race.
Yeah. He's busy turning pedals.
He's stream sniping right now. Sometimes we're riding like 200 watts though, and he'll be in the chat. It's like, what's up? It's like, dude, we're not riding right now.
In exert terms, if that's below your lower threshold power, if it's like below your aerobic threshold, then it's basically free. I mean, not actually. It's not helpful to think of it that way, but it's basically free energy, free watts.
Yeah, that's free real estate.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm going to turn off my push to talk because it's being a pain.
Yeah,
so you're just going to have to say everything I'm saying to the stream.
I thought about stream sniping as well, but I figured having a 20-second delay on my own words would be annoying.
Yeah, and on my words.
Yeah.
That would get very annoying.
But because I'm running this through my phone, I don't have music playing or anything, so.
Yeah, me either. You know, I actually made a whole playlist yesterday, and I ended up not using it.
Yeah.
Because the chat was kind of going off, and I was like focused on my pacing.
I mean,
I was also with two guys all the way, so that helps.
Yeah. I've never really been huge on having music while riding, even long solo rides outdoors, but definitely not like mountain biking. And I see people at races or just on the trails with their headphones just completely oblivious. And like, number one, if you're in a public place, your first duty is to be aware and courteous of the people around you. But
totally, especially trails. Like, you don't know if somebody's hiking and they don't even know about the race. Like, that stuff happens all the time.
Or whose dog is around the corner.
Yep.
Don't expect them to be following the leash laws either. So.
Now I'm trying to find where turning push to talk off is. And I'm also trying to ride efficiently in the bunch at the same time.
Yeah, it might be in your profile settings. It's something weird. Discord settings don't always make sense to me where they're located.
Hey, there we go.
All right.
Turn my sensitivity down a little, I guess.
Oh yeah,
How's that?
that works.
Just
I'm
let
not
me
too
know.
picky about that.
Yeah, let me know if you're getting too much fan noise or whatever.
Yeah. My roommate has a buddy that will just breathe on his mic so bad, and I just had to get used to it if I play anything with him, which I haven't for a while, but
Yeah, that is annoying. You've raced with my teammate Zach before.
yeah.
You've heard his insane tornado wind noise. I've been meaning to make a video recommending the headphones I'm using right now, largely
yeah? What
for
are you
Zach's
using?
benefit. Soundcore Spirit X's. They're like a random Chinese, Amazon brand, but they're
Yeah.
so good. They're 30
Yeah,
bucks.
I got a.
Waterproof, mic is fine, lasts 15 hours.
I forget where I saw the review. I got the Jaybird X3s, and I forget where I first saw a review for them, but I know I saw at least 2 or 3 mentioning them on Zwift pages.
I know Kerry Warner uses those too. Like he's sponsored by them.
Yeah.
People in the chat are saying that they want a jersey for our race, so we got to get on that. We got to design the jersey. There is no jersey. So everything on RGT is not an unlock. Like they don't do the leveling up system. So basically, if you make a jersey, it's publicly available, which I kind of like because I don't end up doing things that are counter to my plan, counter to what I should be doing fitness-wise, just to get a jersey, which I do enjoy sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why it's nice being I think I'm 35 or 36 or something in Zwift now. And so, levels come when they come.
Yeah.
And I have most of the routes. And so it's
I do understand, though, having that carrot of something to chase is...
oh, it's great if you're casual and you don't have, racing or...
Yeah. It would be cool.
We just take to other carrots.
Right, totally. Yeah, like this that we're doing right now becomes the carrot that is like a jersey unlock for someone on Zwift.
I mean,
I'll say
normally
though,
cross racing is enough to thrash myself on Zwift.
Yeah, totally.
For a whole winter.
RIP cross racing this year.
Oh my god.
Word on the street is there might be some in Alabama, but I'm writing it off. I'm going to take this season to overhaul all the bearings on my bike, make sure the dings don't need carbon repair, and
I'm probably going to set my so I've got the 2017, I think, S-Works, and I'm probably going to retarget that as a gravel bike, change the fit and stuff. And
nice.
I was planning actually before the season to buy myself a nice new bike, but
what were you going to get?
I hadn't chosen yet. I was thinking a lot about the Stigmata or a new S-Works.
I was gonna. Your current bike is probably lighter than the Stigmata. Those look so cool.
Yeah.
But Davis Adams has one, and I picked it up, and I was like, this is much heavier than I thought it would be for the price.
Huh. I think a lot of it comes down to wheels too. But anyway, when I figured that wasn't happening, I got myself a pair of the new Raval Rapide wheels. Oh my god, they kick ass. They're so great. To be fair, I'm a little starstruck because it was my first time on anything deeper. Yeah, first time on anything deeper than 32s.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
But
I think that's going to be my next thing is some legit tubeless, wide rim, 55, something like that.
Yeah.
Hogan's committed, but we're going to get there.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the thing, though, that splits it in half.
Yep.
We're already losing people. Hogan's a good sprinter, so you got to watch out for him. Barry says it looks like there are at least 60 people who have completed every stage of this thing, which is wild.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm actually interested to see how it'll pick up, because like the people that are doing it now are mostly the dedicated e-racing crowd.
Yeah.
And so like as fall weather starts to settle in, you know, just like Zwift picks up.
Yeah, I think it will pick up. And I think the Echelon series is going to kind of,
Oh yeah.
like, even if not a lot of people race that, I think just like chatter about it will drive interest in the platform. And
Yeah.
I've had 2 or 3 people who just like have seen it on my YouTube channel, seen these races, and been like, "What is this?" And
Yeah.
actually, a guy who beat me yesterday said that he started e-racing because he had been watching the channel.
The Hogan goes again.
Yep. Oh, he's using these
He's
little
looking for these
ramps.
slight rises.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll say this again for the people in my chat. I'm raising the trainer difficulty up so that on these little ramps, I sort of feel it and know that
Makes
I
it
need
easy
to
to
get on the
automatically
pedals.
ramp the power.
Yeah. Basically, at those crucial moments, you just feel it. If you keep doing the same cadence, your power goes up and you don't come off the back.
Yep.
I got to hand it to Hogan. He's taking the race by the horns.
Yep.
I do have some bad news for him, though, which is that we're looking for a sprint. So the way things have been going here, I think Drader is too. He's another GC top 10 guy. I believe he's in the top 10. I think he's on the same page as me, and he's one of the motors here for sure. Billy, I think I'm in 6th overall on GC. Unless someone did the makeup day and beat me. What's up, Garza? Garza is here.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's asking about trainer difficulty or feedback intensity. Said it's 75% all the time. Feedback intensity is a better term for it. I've been saying this, but like the word difficulty really trips people up. And they think that it's going to be easier, but they turn that down. It's not easier. Lots are lots.
Yeah.
Just more consistent. And your cadence is more self-selected. And it's really just a matter of whether you're fighting the inertia of your trainer or the little magnetic resistance unit in there. But
yeah,
you got
it
the
ultimately
use for
all
it.
comes down to force times speed. So
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like it's just a matter of whether the force you're producing is spinning the weight of your flywheel or pushing against your resistance unit, which feel different. The flywheel has more inertia, and it.
Oh, and I'm sure that individual people would have legitimate benefits to choosing one or the other. But
right.
that's more to adaptation. It's like some people self-select high cadence.
Yeah, you'll get better at whatever you do all the time.
Yep.
And like for me, smashing a low cadence is actually good sometimes. But to answer Bob's question about why not just leave it on 75 all the time, for me, if there's some really steep stuff and I leave it on 75, I have to shift the front ring. And basically, when I'm racing, I don't want to shift the front ring.
It can break your rhythm.
It's also a good way to throw your chain and dive through a plasma screen TV. I don't know if you know this about, speaking of Zach, he'll probably watch this video now. I'm talking about it so much. At the beginning of quarantine, Zach did exactly that. Threw his chain in an e-race and basically just dove forward, smashed his knee on a bar, and took himself out for a week in what must be one of the only e-racing injuries that I've ever heard of. But
and this is a little different. I was riding my rollers, I think it was last winter after I first got them, and I was still really wobbly on them, and I managed to like come off the side and or somehow otherwise slip and like basically went high cadence straight into my computer desk.
Ooh.
And
yeah,
luckily I knocked like my keyboard and speakers down, but didn't damage anything.
So Bob,
got my heart rate
that's
up.
what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
For me, like racing, I just race on 50 unless there's a reason not to.
Yeah, that's about what I do, and it's mostly because of the automatic sort of pace lift you get when it kicks up.
Yeah.
In general,
Same.
I like to stay steady.
I want to feel the hills. I want to know when they're happening.
Yeah.
Winter says she tipped over reaching for a towel before. Luckily, I've got a wall on this side and a bed on this side. So there's not really anywhere I can go. I'm kind of hemmed in here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surrounded by stuff. Got
Garza
off to the left.
Garza told me that we better get a dub. Garza,
oh yeah,
we're trying to get the dub for Murphy today. He's the sprinter. I'm just trying to protect my GC time today. That's you in the other rally kit, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like we had another guy, but I guess he got dropped.
Yeah, I think we dropped the other guy.
I think it was T. Howell. He's back in 12th or something.
Okay.
I remember seeing him before the start.
Here's another RGT like idiosyncrasy thing. People were complaining the other day about the RGT on the left, the little like display of who's in what places always gives you the top three. I actually really like that for racing.
Oh yeah.
Because when there's a breakaway, you can keep an eye on the breakaway. And that's one thing in Zwift, like sometimes I find myself going to the front of the group just so I can see what the gap is to the next group on the road.
Yep. And it's not always productive to do that.
Yeah. I will say go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I also like that they do the gap. They show it in meters, not time, because those Zwift time gaps, they're fake. They are completely based off
super inaccurate.
They're super based off of distance. They're accurate if you know that they're distance and not time.
Right. So you know they're virtually inflated by a downhill and deflated by an uphill.
Yeah. Which is, and I think it's hilarious when you watch like pro Zwift casting, because like watching the, I forget what the last big event was. The one
off
with
the
like
map.
Legion. It's where they had Nathan Guerra and Dave Toll casting together.
That was actually one of the Project Echelon things, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
They did virtual
Go Martin.
All that stuff.
Yeah. Dave Toll was way better at it than I thought he would be. He took to it pretty well.
He's got
and then
good.
Nathan Guerra, I thought it's like, dude, you should know with all the experience you have that the time gaps are fake, that they're based on, like, don't get so excited when they grow or shrink really fast. The gap isn't actually changing.
Barry says that I'm apparently 6 hours and 20 minutes ahead of him on GC. That's nice. So here's the crazy thing about that is that you did 6 hours longer than I did of time on RGT. I've been saying it, but there is no easy way to do this event. Either you're smashing at the front, slaying yourself, doing 0.97 IF like I've been, or you're doing way more time, which is also hard, like mentally and physically on the trainer. Yeah. So big ups to anybody who's out here doing these stages. It's kind of ridiculous.
For sure.
If we're being real. I feel like there's a few more little spikes coming later in the stage, so definitely have your head on a swivel.
We're at a third of the elevation done, so I guess more of it comes later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to see some, in the same way that I like one-day races more than stage races, as a general rule. Like, obviously the tour is still cool as hell, but it would be neat to see some, like, you know, hilly type races where it's one day, no major climbs, but like a bunch of just a longer, tough stage.
Yeah, we did Watt for KG does a Friday race every week on, or they were, I guess they like popped it on hold for this, but they were doing a Friday race on RGT every week, and I think like 2 or 3 weeks before the tour, we did the Paderborn course, which is perfect for what you were talking about. It's like pretty short, like 5 or 10K loop. It has the Paderborn, which is a crazy climb, but it's real short. You hit that every lap, and that's kind of the only major climb.
It's like, and I also think that it just makes for more interesting e-racing. Because if you look, I'll watch just about any e-race. I haven't made it like that, but like a race up Alpe de Zwift, it's going to be way more boring than one that takes over the epic KOM or the hilly route.
Oh yeah, I think there's a reason that like one of my most viewed race breakdowns was the not Vive La France. I got this on the brain. The virtual Tour de France thing on Zwift. That was the stage where it went up at the KOM and up the radio tower.
Yeah.
Because there was so much to break down on that stage. Because it's like, how do you pace the radio tower climb, and then making sure you make a group.
That's a fairly dynamic climb.
Yeah.
I like the epic KOM, the traditional direction. I mean, I like it both directions, but the traditional direction near the top is so active.
Yeah, you have that big flat before it gets.
That's one place we're having. Yeah, that's one place we're having trainer difficulty up.
Yep.
Is really helpful.
Crucial. Yeah.
You know, people think having it down makes it easy. It's way harder there because
that descent is also a spot. You can lose a group if you don't have your train. Like if you had trainer difficulty on 0, and I've seen this happen to people in races. You got trainer difficulty on 0, and you're going down that descent. There's a couple little uphill kicks, and if you're just chilling, turning over 120 watts or whatever, and you don't step on it right there, you can be like 20 yards out the back of the group immediately.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen over and over. Happened on the volcano descent too.
Oh, I mean, it's an easy place to kick people out of a race if you're trying to drop other riders.
That's where like smart team racing really comes into play, because if your whole team says, we're going to kick every time it goes back up on that volcano descent. You could eject half the field like that. You know, if you got 4 or 5 guys all doing that at the same time.
Yeah, if they think it's neutral and you decide that it's not.
Yeah, you can get found out very quickly. Oh, I hope I'm getting good recovery because we got a big one tomorrow. I'll say, I feel like I'm getting a pretty decent recovery. I'm trying to stay deep in the wheels here.
I mean,
Having said that,
I'm sitting at 162 heart rate, which is quite low for me. I was thinking I'm in air range now.
Yeah, that's like what I've been maxing out at. On a normal time, I can get up into the 190s, but recently, I'll say this for everyone on my stream too. If you missed it, I think either I've killed my heart rate monitor, like I've broken it, or it's out of batteries. Because it is just, I might try to do a Zwift ride to see if it'll connect to Zwift, but I don't see why. I mean, it's not my influx dongle because my pedals are on that. And they're connected right now, so it is what it is. I think it's probably the heart rate monitor. It's slightly annoying that the Garmin one gets taken apart with a screwdriver to get to the battery cage.
I don't know what they were thinking there. That's why I was using a ticker on a Garmin strap because I like the Garmin strap a little better. But
I just got kicked out there for
a new ticker. I was also bad. I was bad for a while about not cleaning my heart rate monitor.
Yeah.
Or just rinsing it, and you don't get all that salt out.
Yeah, it'll corrode. Yeah. You know what? That might be what has happened because I've been cleaning it as much as I normally do, but I've been racing on the trainer, 3 times as much as I normally do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might have done it. Huh. Billy says he wishes he could have seen my heart rate 30 seconds before this race. Yeah, it was probably higher then than it is now. Watching the percent just like tick up on the Magic Road building.
Yeah.
Okay, Hogan's in the FDJ jersey. That's kind of a man to watch. Although Bad King, who's in one of those blue decathlon jerseys, has been known to go for a sprint or two as well.
Throw around some watts.
Yeah. I'm thinking he probably did the big climb yesterday, though, so I think that might have blunted some of those guys. But Hogan's obviously feeling froggy with those early attacks. He did break it down some, so.
Yeah.
We tapped the field just about, or maybe more.
Yeah.
But
moving along a pretty good clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
halfway
be. Oh, this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
I've just accepted. Oh, here goes Hogan again. He's kind of attacking the downhill, so he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
A guy kept doing this to me, and he ended up getting me at the end. But I was criticizing him for it yesterday. Like on all of the slight downhills, he would just be killing it. And I was like, I mean, I'll sit here. He did like 5 watts a kilo on the only descent yesterday. And I was like, all right, dude. I mean, thank you, but you're just handing me time. Which, I mean, again, thank you. I'm glad he did. Honestly, he earned the win. He should have beaten me because he did the work for sure. Bob said he's amazed at how I recovered after I was in pain. I was in pain then, and I am now. but I'm just barely.
It's all about how
keeping
much you can fake it.
Yeah, totally. We're
keep it together.
Keeping it pretty consistent today. So I'm just trying to ride as efficiently as I can and hope that, like, if yesterday was 9.7 IF, today should be like 5 or 6 or something, like way lower. I'm expecting there will be 2 or 3 like crucial moments. I mean, a couple have already happened when I welded back those Hogan moves, but this could be one right here. No, I don't know. We're on a little climb.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Hogan. All right, I'm just gonna weld it. I'm gonna try not to shatter the group.
Oh.
Oh, you can get there if you want. I'm with you. We can go. We got to get there before the downhill if we want to keep this reduced group. Whew. All right. Let's see what we got here. Seeing ribbons behind us.
Yep. I figure if we keep the pressure on for a little bit.
Yeah. I'll take some turns. Yeah, I knew Grader wasn't going to let that go.
Smart man.
Don't let the standing up animation fool you either.
Yeah.
It's a little more squirrely. That's one thing that Zwift has nailed. Is the sitting, standing, sprinting head down. They have the parameters for that. Spot on. RGT, I tend to kind of keep an eye on the column watts per kilo over there. And if I think somebody might be going, just put your eyes on it and make sure they're not consistently over 5 or something. Like right there, right at the moment I was like, I think Hogan might kick here. I looked and he was at 10. And it was like, okay, yeah, that's committed. Yeah. Oh, we got one guy just dangling off the back. That's brutal.
Yep. Looks like some came back. We were down to 7.
We kind of shut it down for a minute there.
Yep.
Next time that happens, I'll get in the rotation and keep it fast so you can sprint from a smaller group. I think that's probably the best use of my bullets.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, it'll get your raw time down.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I am committed to whatever the front group on the road is, I'm going to be in it. Whether that's me and one other guy or, 8 of us. But that's also why I'm not, trying to be the one to split it myself, because there's not a lot of incentive for me to do that, because I'm going to go slower by myself off the front. And only way I'm going to stay away is if I shred the group behind and they go slower as a result. So as a GC rider, there's not, which I don't know, I'm not even a GC rider. I'm just trying to do well, trying to do decently in each competition. Competent. Yeah. So far, so good. I think I'm 6th on GC and 6th on the mountains classification. So, yeah, I will take that.
Is that cumulative time or points based?
The GC is cumulative. The GC is cumulative time, and then the mountains is points based. And it's It's like 450 for first, 400 for second, 475 for third. And once it gets down past 10, it's just like 1 and 2 point increments below that. But the points, this is the thing I like. The points go all the way to like 400. So even if you're every day like racing the same dudes for 50th place or whatever, like you're fighting them for those points, you know?
Yeah.
So regardless of where you're at in the pack, it actually matters. It's not a thing where like one guy wins
the way down.
Yeah, exactly. And like watching some of the Team White KG guys streams and stuff, YouTube videos, like they've got like true battles going on into like 30s, 40s, 50s, where they're like duking it out every day, which is pretty awesome. Oh, here goes Hogan, I bet. Keep your eye on him.
This hill? Yeah.
He backed off.
Yep,
Here goes.
7. He's slingshotting.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yep, I'm with you. Keep the pressure on. We're back on a downhill, so can back off a bit. Barry and I have not ridden the Alps in real life. The only European climbing I've done is around Lake Como on the Swiss border at Gran Fondo Worlds. Between Varese, Italy, and Switzerland.
That's a Giro di Lombardia shit.
You still there, Murphy? It sounded like you cut out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, sorry. I don't want again, a Zach situation where like 2 or 3 races we've been on voice and then either his headphones die or he takes them out or they unpair. But like crucial moments, last 5K, I'm like, Zach, you cover that. And then I'm going to stay in this group. We're like, Zach, I'm going to go with this move. You stay in like, you know, the important stuff. And he's just not hearing it at all. I'm like, Zach, when this one guy attacks, you stick his wheel and that's it. That's a sprint. And then like that guy just goes solo. Like, well, there's the ball game.
Yep.
So now I'm paranoid about that. Thanks, Zach. So
I think it happened a couple times when we were doing the big Crit City stuff.
Yep. See it happen there, and then it also happened when we did that 3R Innsbruck race.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That was so hard, dude. I guess the week before this, I decided to jump into some like true top level Zwift stuff.
Yeah.
And did what was that called? The WTRL gravel. It was like on the jungle loop. Did my best ever 5-minute power the first 3 times up the climb. So just 5-minute power PB, and then a little less, but would have been my 5-minute power PB if not for the first climb. And then here goes an attack.
Yep.
Nope, he shut it down.
He's fade climbing.
Yeah. I think he might have gotten a little caught off the back and just freaked out.
Yeah,
that's what.
Through.
Yeah. The lack of a sticky draft definitely makes that much more prevalent. Someone just trying to hang out. So it's like I don't know. I saw someone go up to 6 for a minute. But
Hogan's
nope.
going. Oh, it looked like he was. He was sitting at 6 for a second.
Yeah. Everybody's so timid.
Yeah.
Testing the
I
waters.
think even if we didn't drop as many people as we could have, I think we did a lot of damage.
I agree. Just the fact that no one's trying it means that they're hurting.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
in the finale, would you rather me go for the long bomb? Oh, here we go. Now, no commitment. Go for the long bomb at like 2 or 3K, make everyone chase.
Drag a lead out.
Or
Yeah.
just go, if I just go up to the front of the group, pin it at 7, and just set the pace, basically set the pace high enough that no one's going off the front, like Legion style.
I think either of those would work. Really, whichever one you feel more like at the time. If you feel real fresh.
Somebody could beat me to the punch too, so I might end up. I'll say this: in that scenario where someone attacks, I will try to cover it, and not by jumping across, by like welding it back together. So
yeah.
You can just sit in the field, and if I'm fading and I'm not going to make it all the way, I'll just tell you to jump, because then at least I've gotten you, you know, as close as I can, and maybe you can jump from me to them and from them to the line.
Yeah. So this makes me think, one thing that RGT could do that I think would be really nice is an improved spectator mode, because Zwift has that, and it's good, but it's not great.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the stream, but I'm going to. Nobody tell Derek Vickers. I have access to like a streamer mode that I don't know if they're testing it or what, but
yeah,
it's basically like fan view on Zwift. Like I can hit a button combination. It has to enable it on your account, but I can hit a button combination, and then I can page up and page down to change the camera through everybody in the event. And I have the fully mobile camera where I can zoom in and zoom out and spin it 360 degrees. So that'll
be good for those echelon races.
Yeah, I assume that's what they're going to use. They were kind of testing it. We did a race the day of Strada Bianche, like the first day back, sort of, and they were kind of testing it on that. One of the RGT employees did I'm not racing, I'm just sitting at the computer, streaming it, commentating it, and that was the first I saw it. Yeah, I hope Echelon has someone doing. I'm sure they thought of this, because what we were talking about earlier, they had Dave Toll and Nathan Guerra doing their last stuff. But I hope they have a plan for broadcast. I assume that they do.
Yeah.
I will say my streams have been doing really well. And thank you to everybody who's watching right now, especially everybody who watched yesterday. But my streams have been averaging 300 views, which for streaming every single day, it's pretty wild. And I mean, some of that's YouTube after the fact, as a YouTube video, but and then most of those are
something.
Yeah, and the view link, it's not sometimes you see those Facebook streams of Zwift stuff. It says it has 1,000 views, but I think it counts it as a view if someone just scrolls past it. I think a lot of those,
it just starts to pull it up.
Right. So I think if you looked at view duration, it would be a minute average maybe. But mine have been averaging 20 minutes, which is awesome.
I was going to say, I think my best YouTube video has maybe a couple dozen views. but a little more niche content.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty niche, but some of there's a lot of people on Zwift for sure. And
there's a lot
especially,
more people that do e-racing than bullet hell games, unless you're Japanese.
right? Yeah, English language probably lacking there.
Yeah.
Barry says he did
Although,
yesterday's
there's
climb
a
in
good
real life.
community-
I wish I
there's
had
a pretty
done.
good community of Japanese e-racers.
Yeah, there is now. That's a good question. Do I think RGT is holding a big update until after this race is over? I don't know if they're holding an update, but I know they're definitely using this race as like a big data set to
Oh yeah.
address some issues. Like one of their guys said as much the other day in the groups. He was basically like, "Hey, if you're having a problem, send us a support ticket about it because we need to like find out what's going on for you guys. And if you send a support ticket in the app, then you can actually link that to the activity where there's a problem." So
yeah, you're not gonna have happy customers if people are losing on a stage race.
yeah, and there definitely have been some growing pains during this, but I also think that, I mean, look at what happened to Zwift during this as well, though. Like they rolled up that update. They rolled up that update where like meetups in France were dying after 25 minutes. If you
had the one where people were like half of people had rolling resistance on gravel and half didn't.
Yeah, and like,
and then people were winning races on the mountain bike. Like,
yeah. Oh, when I did that WTRL gravel thing, one of the guys from Wildlife Generation, like a legit IRL racer, was in there, and it showed that he was on a road bike on my screen, but watching the official like Zwift community live of it, showing him on a mountain bike on that stream. Same thing with another guy with a Tron bike. Dude, that's the problem with the fact that Zwift is client side. Just the fact that it's possible to see different stuff. I feel so much more solid racing on RGT because we're all seeing the same thing. Like there's no scenario where I think I'm on the right and you think I'm on the left, and you know, it's like who really took that corner well. We're all seeing the same stuff. Like right now, you're right next to me, just a little bit behind me on my right shoulder. And we're both doing an incredible job of not using any energy.
yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Blair says that they did an update to fix a bug during this race. Yeah, I think that's right. But to answer the original question, I do think we're going to see a lot of big updates after this is over. Like between this race and the true like North American winter trainer season, I think we will see an RGT update. And I don't think it'll be like the Magic Roads 2 update where it's like something flashy. I think it'll probably just be something that really makes everything work much more like rock solidly, which would be good.
Yep.
I would love to see an update where they move or just like shore up the end ride button. So you know Payne Griffin. You raced with him when we were doing Worlds on Zwift, right?
Who?
Payne Griffin. He was like one of the 3 or 4 guys who would always make the group with you and me when we were doing Worlds on Zwift.
Yeah.
He's from Birmingham, but he lives in DC now, and he's also a freakishly strong e-racer. I think he's done the Alp in like 40 minutes, if that tells you anything. He did one of these stages a few days ago. I'm trying to convince him to get in on the echelon stuff. I think we're oh, this is another thing I probably can't say, but I'll save it. I've got an RGT, not an announcement, but potential thing. But trying to get him on here. He did a race the other day, and he and I were sprinting on stage 14, 13, and I think his sweaty back hit the
Oh
in the
yeah,
ride
turned
button.
it off.
Yeah, so it was like his avatar stood up to sprint and then just disappeared. I talked to him after, and he wasn't sure what happened, and I was like, "Did you sweat on your app?" Because that happens a lot where people have the app open on their bars, sweat drips
Yeah.
down right when they stand up. But he said it was in his pocket, and I was like, "Oh yeah, even worse." Like if it was in your pocket and the screen was on, super sweaty, and you stand up, shift a little glute meat against that screen, against the screen. I mean,
Yep.
so here's my tentative, not really announcement, but just thing that's happening with the echelon races. A bad line in the group. That team, power dropouts on Zwift, they got a lot of super strong guys. They regularly, you'll see them up there in the stuff on Zwift Community Live. I may be joining forces with their director to basically make an e-racing RGT Project Echelon team. So be racing for
Nice.
power dropouts on here in the pro category of the Project Echelon stuff, which will be like a invite only pro
nice.
race. And then they're gonna have, I mean, it's gonna be like a USA Crits race basically, where there's like D1 and then there's USAC categories. So that'll be cool. I mean, I'm gonna get thrashed probably, but I think at least when I've proven through this event that I'm like stronger than I thought I was, or at least I am right now.
Oh yeah.
I think I can get my FTP up to 5 watts a kilo, which should be enough to hang. And I'm hoping that having so much RGT knowledge, I can just ride a little more efficiently than some other guys who maybe have some
I'm sure.
performances that don't totally square with who I'm beating. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's e-racing against pros who are not taking it completely seriously.
Yep.
That's my core competency. Thank you for keeping it fast, Drader. Drader's doing a hero's job here for the GC, man. Just a solid 4.3 watts a kilo. I had a come to Jesus moment with Drader a few stages ago where we were trying to swap pulls in the finale, just the two of us. We had dropped everybody else. And he would pull, and then I would go to pull through, and I would do like 6 or 7 watts a kilo, and I wouldn't come through because he would only drop down a little bit, and we would just ride side by side.
Yeah, I think I watched that.
Yeah, he's bigger than I am, so especially on a false flat. Yeah, he's not used to ever dropping down past that point. But once I explained it to him,
he's probably not used to trading poles with a 60-kilo rider.
Yeah, totally.
Generally, they'll just tuck in and stay there.
yeah, exactly. So, but once I talked through it and we started actually swapping turns, he was doing turns at like 5 watts a kilo and sitting in at like 1. We were smashing, and it felt really good. Like it felt like a real life breakaway. The effort and how smooth we were able to do it. It was awesome. He just dropped a winky face in the chat. I want to see his setup where he has his keyboard, because mine is like, I can get over there and hit it to switch a camera angle on Zwift if I need to, but...
Well, doesn't Wahoo or someone sell a table that, like...
Yeah, they do.
Basically, the level is just above your handlebars?
It's adjustable. The reason I don't go with that is it would block my fan. And it would also be in my screen, which would look like crap. It's another limiting factor for me. It's like, I got to be in the green screen void. Yeah. I got to have that sleek gamer look. Actually,
Yeah.
I really try to differentiate my stream from most gamer streams. I think a lot of people who stream Zwift, I'm really talking crap today, but this is a good stage for it, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people who stream Zwift, and this works, I think, with like fighting games or first-person shooters, when you have a really busy stream setup where there's like, you know, animated widgets and your name's flying around and just like a lot of visual stuff going on. I think with a very high energy, high impact game that doesn't have a ton of heads up telemetry, if that makes sense. But then when you put that on top of cycling, it's just like, and not only cycling, but like, think about how much stuff is on the Zwift display and you can't even get rid of it. Like the power, the mini map, everyone else's power, the whole thing at the top middle with the distance and all, like there's just so much junk on the screen already. Plus all the junk that pops up with the chat and with the like the are you in the draft, like, you know, close the gap thing. There's just so much junk on the screen already that you put more stuff on top of that, it's hard to look at. So I have intentionally made my stream as minimal as possible. Even when some people, getting back to the Nathan Guerra thing, he has 2 camera angles of himself when he streams. One that's like head on with the green screen and then the side on one. And for me, it's like one or the other is great, but I don't know what I'm going to do with both.
I will say he is, I mean, even though he's very much an athlete, he comes at it from the esports direction.
Yeah, he's totally a gamer for sure. Yeah. I mean, he'll switch over to like other games when his race ends. He'll be like still spinning on the bike and start playing some sort of turn-based card game or something. I'm trying to be more cycling
content focused.
Yeah.
Well, and that also, I mean, the way YouTube works, it'll help the channel having like, it's the reason a lot of people will have multiple channels.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Fantano had 2 different channels, and both of them are just talking about music, but they're different.
Yeah, and I have kind of struggled with like trying to find sort of buckets for each type of content and like a look for the thumbnails. Yeah. I'm working on it though. I feel like I'm settling into it, but definitely in terms of the content itself, I'm trying to be as.
I mean, it's work to do so. Like, in the like the world of like, you know, bodybuilders and lifters and strongmen. I don't know if you're familiar with Juju Mufu, but
I am not.
His content is great. It's fantastic. But his partner Tom sort of like perfected the art of how to do those sorts of videos.
Right.
And has done a bunch of contract work for other fitness YouTubers because he figured out how to make it work.
Interesting. I guess I'm also trying to, and I can't do this during Vive La France, obviously, but trying to figure out the balance between like race breakdowns, live stuff, and I definitely, if anyone who's watching is like concerned, like race breakdowns are definitely going to be still the cornerstone of the channel. Like I really started doing it mostly for my own benefit because I was coming from zero as an e-racer. Yeah, totally. Exactly. Like no one was really applying that level of lens to it. There are plenty of channels that have like a how to e-race, like for beginners type video, but no one was like
what to know the first time.
Yeah.
So you might not know this, but you have to start hard.
Yeah. And even like Chris Pritchard has some like here's a specific mistake video, but there's no one who's like NorCal Cycling, Lantern Rouge, how the race was won style, like
God, Cosmo.
Yeah,
too good for this world.
Yeah, that was definitely
him
like,
and the Crosshairs Svennis videos.
Yeah, that was. We both came in at that time, so that was like how we learned. Like, okay, this is how road racing works. This is how cyclocross works. Yeah, the Svennis videos are next level.
They're some of the best cycling content on the internet.
I know he's really been trying to build up his YouTube channel, and I know he can't do those probably because of copyright stuff, but
yeah,
if Bill could do, like, apply that same skill to his current YouTube efforts, him and the wide angle podium guys have really been trying to build up, which I will say the Slow Ride podcast Tour de France previews they've been doing are great. They're very funny. The big previews of little races.
Yep.
But man, you get Bill Scheiken in there breaking down some cyclocross content. That's that's premium stuff. That was also the era of Powers. Yeah. I guess Scheiken doesn't really fit into the Bill Nye theme song.
Certainly not.
Bill Scheiken.
He's
Thanks, Barry. He says he likes my camera angle. Yeah, I tried to find one no one else was doing.
3/4 profile, but from the other side.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like, because Zwift, it makes sense to put yourself in the bottom left, but
yeah, I go other way on
RGT.
RGT. Yeah. That's so that's where the in-game chat would be popping up. But this is another great RGT feature that Zwifters have been asking for years. You can customize the UI on RGT.
Yeah.
You can add and subtract things. Yeah. So if I'm not streaming, but I'm riding RGT, sometimes I will put my companion app on my bars, turn all the UI off, and then it's like riding outside and having a head unit. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
All your data is on your bars, and you can just ride. It's really fun to race like that, especially in first-person mode. And I was thinking about this the other day. First person on RGT, there was like something about it where I was like, I like this more than I do on Zwift. It's because the Peloton behaves more like a real Peloton, and you don't have those wild lateral jumps that you get on Zwift. So like,
you're not trying to take out everyone's front wheel.
Yeah, the swarm of bees where people are just teleporting 2 feet left and 2 feet right constantly. When you go to first-person mode on Zwift and that's what you're seeing, it's like maddening to be in the group like that. But first-person mode on here, it looks more natural. I'm going to do it right now. And you can really, especially since the draft is so much more particular on here, you can really use it to like feather your power to stay like perfectly tucked in there. I just did the search for the front thing. Billy says BC does good race breakdowns, which I agree with.
Yeah.
I think his content is really good, but he's not like a tactical genius in the way that Cosmo Catalano or Bill Scheiken were.
Or NorCal, honestly. Like,
yeah,
NorCal
totally.
knows how to read a crit and how to explain it, more importantly.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had started recording my races about a week before I did, because me and Zach, again, I don't know why we're coming back to Zach on this stream all the time. Me and Zach Rader jumped in the ZHQ race early in my Zwift career, and Vegan Cyclist was in there, and we absolutely smoked him. Me and Zach went 1-2.
Yeah, I was gonna say also, like, BC's clearly a really strong dude, but he has the curse in terms of entertainment of not being a great sprinter.
Yep. Definitely the curse in Zwift, where like he's a pretty big dude, and he can do 4.4, 4.5 watts a kilo, like for the full race. but it doesn't have that pump. And on Zwift,
Yep.
you gotta have it. Like that's the only way to win something.
Yep.
Unless what you have is, 5 minutes at 7 watts a kilo, and you can win it on the climb. Looks like our Ray is going. I'm gonna cover this. Yep, there goes Hogan. That's it. Ooh, sketchy corner there. Caught everybody out. Oh no, I've lost the road. Whoa.
Hell yeah. That was a weird fucking sprint. It was bad.
That was bad.
Also, there was no Flamme Rouge.
Yeah, I think something glitched out on us there, but you got it. You won it.
Hell yeah. Let's see what that.
So, I think probably the problem, like you said, it was slow loading. I was having problems. There was probably something going on server side that made it get a little wonky there. Dan, I have no idea what that was. Something server side made it wonky.
Only max at 1163. Pitiful. 0.83 IS for me.
Dan, I don't know what that was, but I'll say this. I'm glad that Murphy got the win, and I finished in the lead group on the time. So, yeah, that was a weird ending. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but regardless of the weird ending, we executed the plan. Exactly.
Hey, and Grupo Compacto. No time lost.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
average speed basically 40K an hour, so that's good and quick. I mean, people might be faster. We're not fast.
Yeah, no, I'll beat time to the 2 European time slots, but not. It's fine. Like that was good pace.
Yeah. Ugh. I feel like there was a couple places, especially in the last 10, 15 minutes, where it got really soft, like weirdly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it really sat up a good bit, but it is what it is.
I think maybe what they're teaching you in that one was it's all sprinting to the last corner.
Yeah. That is, so for everybody in the stream, that is a tip, definitely a sprint racing tip is you race to the last corner. A lot of times if you win the race into the last corner, you won the race. And that's what it was today. So it's what it is. Well, I'll say goodbye to everyone on the stream. I will be back here same time tomorrow. We got a big hill, another huge hill. So I think I got a little bit of recovery. Actually, I'll let you guys see mine. Sometimes I forget to go over to the screen that actually shows. Yeah, 0.75.
My secret data.
Yeah, 0.75 IF. That's the kind of day I was looking for. That's like the first one under 9 I've had in a long time. So that is good.